What's up, guys? It's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Pick Droppers, back at it again with a Week 16 predictions video. In case you guys didn't know, in this video, I will be going over all of my predictions for the important Week 16 games. And in the background, you'll be seeing gameplay of me playing against the top MUT player in MUT. He's the top player, and he is definitely very, very good. Props to him. Great game. And for my first game that I want to talk about for this upcoming week is going to be Pittsburgh-Baltimore. And you guys know it's easily the game of the week, arguably the game of the year. It's going to be on Christmas. Baltimore, if they win, most likely they'll win the division. The Steelers win, they clinch the division. And it's definitely a huge game for both teams involved. And I'm definitely excited to see what happens, who comes out the winner of both these games. And yeah, that's my thoughts. And then the next game that I want to talk about is also on Christmas. It is Denver versus Kansas City. And in case you guys wonder why I'm going so fast, it's because there are so many good games this week, and there's so many playoff implications that are right now going down. It's just crazy, and I'm super excited to see what happens this upcoming week. So the next game I'm going to talk about is Denver, Kansas City. As I said, and let me go back to Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I do think Pittsburgh will win that game, and the reason I say that is because I feel like at home, the Steelers are just so much better than away, and this week's a home game, and I think they're going to be able to establish one thing no other team has been able to against the Ravens, and that's their run game, and so I think that's going to be huge. So, to go with the Denver-Kansas City game, I do think Kansas City will win. Kansas City is playing at home in Arrowhead. In case you guys don't remember, the last time they played, went into overtime. Denver arguably kicked like a 60-plus yard field goal. A lot of people didn't like that. And yeah, very, very interesting things. But I do think Kansas City will win. It's in Arrowhead. They have the crowd. They have a better record. And they're playing for the playoffs. But as a Steelers fan, I do want Denver to win. And I'll tell you that later at the very end of the video. So Kansas City, their passing game is just a little bit better than Denver. And Denver was only able to put up 3 points last week against the Patriots. So I think that Kansas City will be able to win. And it's definitely going to be a very good game. And then the last game that I want to talk about before I go on to, as a Steelers fan, what I want to happen. So Dallas is playing against Detroit. If Detroit wins, and Green Bay loses this week to Minnesota, Detroit clinches the division. I don't think either of those things will happen. I think Dallas will win, all but clinching the NFC 1 seed. And it's definitely going to be a very good game. I think Dallas is going to have a pretty hard time beating Detroit, but I do think they'll be able to win. Dallas is definitely one of the, if not the best offensive team in the league. And I think Zeke will have a huge game, and Detroit will just not be able to stop him. So, I was talking about what I want as a Steelers fan, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to want this week. So the reason I want Denver to win this game is so they'll be at 9-6. The Steelers, in case you guys didn't know, are at 9-5, and if the Steelers lose, putting them at 9-6, let's just say they won't win the division, and Baltimore will win their next 2 games. So now the Steelers are sitting at 9-6. I project they'll beat Cleveland. I mean, it's Cleveland. Now the Steelers are at 10-6. So I want Denver to win their next 2 games, so they're also at 10-6. And then I want Miami to go at best 1-1. So Miami is 10-6, and then the Steelers win the tiebreaker for the wild card spot. But if the Steelers and Miami tie at 10-6, Miami actually loses the tiebreaker because Miami beat us in our 1-game head-to-head. So I technically want Miami to lose this week and lose next week. So then they go 0-2, and the Steelers just need to go 1-1, and they make the playoffs. But there's another side to this. if the Steelers win and Miami loses, and Miami plays the day before, so I don't know who I want to root for. And if the Steelers win and Miami loses, Baltimore is set up perfectly to make the playoffs as the 6th seed. And as a Steelers fan, I don't want to play the Ravens again. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens and who I want to win, because the Steelers play pretty much the latest game of the week, the third to latest game of the week. And so I don't know who I'm really going to be wanting to root for these upcoming week games. And so it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens. I'm so excited. We're coming down to the final weeks of the year, and I'm just super excited. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and write a comment down below on what you would like to see next. It's your boy Pick Droppers, and I'm out. Peace!